We are going to write the linear equation. So yesterday we learned how to graph using slope-intercept. Now we're going the opposite way. We're given a graph and asked to write the equation. So yesterday we had these notes. It said y equals mx plus b. M is our slope. B is our y-intercept. And when we graph our y-intercept on our y-axis, and then we count rise over run. So in order to write the equation, we're going to have to find two pretty points, find out what our b is, which is our y-intercept, and then count our rise over run. So you'll write your m, and you'll write your b, and then write it in the equation y equals mx plus b. So let's look at our notes. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. It's the most famous equation in algebra. What we are going to fill in is the m, which is our slope. And you find that by doing rise over run. And b is our y-intercept. And you can find that on the graph too by finding out where it crosses the y-axis. One thing you do have to check is the slope. Is it positive, negative, zero, undefined? So think back to slope, dude. This would be puff, puff, positive. This would be nice, negative. This would be zero, zero fun. And this one would be undefined. We also talked about the other day Hoy and Vux. So this is Hoy. It would be written as just y equals a number. It's not y equals mx plus b because your slope is 0. So it'd be y equals 0x plus b. So a horizontal line is just going to have y equals a number. A vertical line is Vux. Vux is vertical line, undefined slope, and the way you write your equation is x equals a number. These two, it's going to be y equals mx plus b. If b is 0, it's just going to be y equals mx. So we'll see one like that, I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up our notes. Let's again write down slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Example 1, it gives us m and the b, and we're asked to write the equation. So it would be y equals 2x. So we keep the x and the y, keep them. The only thing we replace are m and b. Plus, because it's plus b, but a negative 3. But we can simplify it a little bit more. You don't have to write plus and negative. So instead, let's write or y equals 2x minus 3. These are the same thing, but this is simplified. Example 2. Slope of negative 3/4, so y-intercept of 0. So y equals, slope is m, negative 3/4 x plus 0. But we don't need the 0, so I'm going to write or y equals negative 3/4 x. I'm going to put boxes around my equations. So if it has a y-intercept of 0, it goes through the origin. Or y-intercept is b. I forgot to write that there. Number 3. Now we just have a graph, and we need our m and our b, and then we write our equation. I usually start with the b. So the b is the second one. To find the b, you look at the y-axis, so label the x and y-axis. So on the y-axis, look at where it crosses. Since it's below the origin, that's at negative 3. So our b is negative 3. Make sure you put it on the b, not the m. M is your slope. Once you find your y-intercept, then you find another pretty point, which they already have graphed for us, identified for us. We're going to count rise over run. So I'm going to start at the left point, and I'm going to count, just like we did the other day when we just found slope. Rise. That would be 4. Run. 4. This was actually our warm-up today. So rise 4, run 4. What does that equal? 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So what that actually means is I could have gone from this point to this point. See how it's rise 1, run 1. So it doesn't matter which 2 points you go from and to. So let's go to y equals mx plus b. So 1x. I don't have to put plus and negative 3, so let's just do minus 3. My slope is 1, but I don't need to have that 1. So I'm going to put or y equals x minus 3. That is the more simplified way of writing it. And the last thing to check is just make sure that my slope is correct. What kind of slope is this? Going uphill? It's positive, so puff, puff, positive. That is an easy mistake to make, is just putting the wrong slope. So make sure you don't do that. Don't fall into the trap. If this was a multiple choice question, I guarantee you they would have y equals negative x minus 3 in there to try to trick you. So just double check your slope, dude. Alright, we got 2 more examples. Go ahead and find your m and your b. Write your slope. Y-intercept would be at 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you get that? Okay, then our slope. We just need 2 points. It doesn't matter which one you start from. But what kind of slope is this? Positive. I usually start at the point on the left. So go up 1, 2 over 1. So my slope would be 2 over 1, which, simplify that, 2 over 1 is just 2. Now write your equation, y equals 2x, because it's mx plus b, plus 4. Positive slope, so we're good there. So it starts at 4, and then you do a rise of 2, a run of 1. Okay, do number 5. Then we'll check it. All right, so our b is -1. And what do you notice about the slope of this line? What's happening with slope, dude? Going down, so it's nice negative. He's going down the mountain, skiing down. Then we need another point. So I have this point. You can find any other point that you choose. You decide. You just need it to be a perfect point. Here's a perfect point, right? Here's a perfect point. Here's a perfect point. So you decide which two to go from and to. I'm just going to pick these two. So notice how we go down 2 and right 1. So it'd be a negative rise over 1. -2 over 1, which equals -2. So then our equation is mx plus b, so -2x minus 1. You can go ahead and glue that in and work on any assignments that you're missing for me.